welcome to another Old Mutual Wealth Coffee Chat. With me today, I have CFA charterholder and also the head of equity at Old Mutual Wealth, Shivani Naidoo. Shivani, I've long wanted to have you here in the couch drinking some coffee with me.
Thanks, Tiaan. I'm excited to be here.
So Shivani, the world is getting smaller by the day. And what we mean by that is, for the first time, if you look back at a couple of decades, there was one or two, maybe three unit trust clients could go into. Now the world of investing is at our fingertips and specifically on our mobile devices. And we are very excited to share with the world our application called Equity, which brings the investment universe closer to our investors. What is Equity? What's it all about? And how does it benefit me as an investor?
Tiaan, I think you've hit the nail on the head. The world is small, but it's big and wide. So that's what Equity aims to bring to investors. Equity is our self-directed investing platform that aims to give investors access to their highest investment philosophy. What that looks like is a full set of tools and resources that allow investors to really borderlessly access the capital markets.
So I can have access to ETFs, shares, funds, bonds, and even cryptocurrency? Are any of those off the record for me or off the platform?
No, not at all. You've got single stocks, mutual funds, ETF from global names, local and offshore. We have a range of crypto exchange traded products. And as you've mentioned, global bonds available to investors.
What if I just had some cash? What if I deposit some money into my equity account? Am I at least getting a good rate on my cash?
100%. So we see cash as an active asset allocation decision. It is an active decision investors make and treat it as such. So we have your cash balances managed by our specialist treasury and advisory team. What that means is you are earning an enhanced interest. There is no dead assets on the platform.
Is there a range for that interest? I know cash rates fluctuate and depend on interest rates, but what's the rate roughly like?
So right now on the platform, you can expect a rate between 7 and 8% per month. It does vary month on month, but that's giving you money market style returns with the liquidity of a cash account.
That's fantastic. And again, to your point, the rates do vary monthly. But Shivani, the one thing I wanted to ask you, and this is not financial advice, for that you have to go to your financial planner, which we allow financial planners to be the advisor on record on equity. But I wanted to get from you your hot take as a CFA charter holder, as the owner of this wonderful application. What are some of your favorite investment options in this wide range of investment offering or solutions that we have on the equity platform? What are some of your favorites that you're looking at that you quite like at the moment? Again, not advice, but I'd just like to get your insights as to what are you looking at the moment that you find quite favorable.
So currently, I'm obsessed with ETFs. That is active and passive thematic ETFs. The world is really endless. There's no need for single stock exposure. I quite enjoy personally getting diversified access to investment themes. I think that's a growing trend on our platform. We've built out a full ETF module that gives investors direction if they're looking for certain geographic exposure or thematic exposure. I personally am a big fan of the emerging biotech and pharmacogenomics themes. And so instead of picking stocks that have a long growth horizon and we're not sure who's going to win, we're looking at something like a biotech ETF. It gives you diversified exposure. Locally, I'm really excited about the Old Mutual Wealth All Asia ETF that gives you actively managed exposure to the broad theme of Asia.
So you mentioned biotech, you've mentioned All Asia, spoken like a true CFA charter holder, but also for the first time, these markets are now available to everyday investors. Now, we can't talk about an investment platform without touching on the costs. Can you maybe give me a sense as to what are some of the costs I could experience as an investor on the platform?
So for equity, we've really focused on paying for what you use and a value-focused pricing methodology. So we have your standard 3-fee structure. It's really simple and straightforward. First and foremost, that is our custody fee. It's value-focused. You pay for what you use. So what you get out of that custody fee is your assets held in your name in a segregated nominee account in safe and highly regulated jurisdictions. A really important component when opening up to the world of investments. Secondly, we have your brokerage costs. That's what it costs to engage with capital markets. And that gives you direct market access through our platform. And finally, as we've mentioned, you earn interest on cash balances. That incurs a cash management fee associated with accounts. So that's your standard 3-fee structure. And of course, opening up the world to investors means Forex, means taking money offshore. And to that, we offer investors Forex fees at 0.5%, which is market leading in the retail investor space.
But people always veer away from fees. What I like about that, Shivani, is that it's an easy to understand fee structure. It's not overly complicated. And if you do that, we give you this, or if you do that, or if you jump on this hurdle, these are the fees. They're very competitive, but they're easy to interpret. Now, Shivani, with a platform like this, there's a lot of data involved, a lot of things that you are seeing behind the scenes. What are some of the trends that you've picked up as of late with investors, let's say over the last couple of months on the equity platform?
So, Tian, what we've really seen is offshore investing exploding. As we've mentioned, we make the world available to you, and investors are really taking advantage of that. We see over half our users with offshore allocations to their portfolio, and that is growing daily. Um, Along with that, we see an increase in thematic ETFs, as I've mentioned, and then a demographic shift in our users. We're seeing a huge uptick in women investing. I think that's really aligned with global trends, and there's a lot of value from the analytics and tools that are available that speak to the behavioral type of your typical female investor.
So to summarize, it's a platform that for any investor brings the world to your fingertips or to your device. A simple, easy to understand structure, but also there are so many investment options that you can get involved in, and you can also include your financial planner in this journey. I think it's been awesome to delve into this with you, Shivani. I'm pretty sure we'll have you on more frequently. But for this and all things happening at Old Mutual Wealth, join us again for another Wealth Debrief Exchange with myself, and in this case, Shivani Naidoo. Till next time.